What's up, chat? What's up, chat? Welcome to another daily read of the One Year Bible on the Limitless Core channel. Excuse me. Um, Today is day 224 in a row of our 1 year Bible read. Um, and we're doing this for 365 days in a row. So if you want to join us, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and like the stream. Today, we're going to be reading from August the 12th because we're 2 days early in our read because we started 2 days early. And today's word is coming from Nehemiah 3:15 through 5. Then 1 Corinthians 7:25 through 40. And then Psalms 32 1 through 11. And then wrapping up tonight's read with Proverbs 21 5 through 7. Without further ado, welcome to day 224 of the 1 year Bible read on the channel, on the Limitless Core channel. And let's hop into Nehemiah 3:15 through 5, going through verse 13. The fountain gate was repaired by Shallum, son of Kol-Hazeh, the leader of the Mizpah district. He rebuilt it, roofed it, and set up its doors, and installed its bolts and bars. Then he repaired the wall of the pool of Siloam near the king's garden, and he rebuilt the wall as far as the stairs that descend from the city of David. Next to him was Nehemiah, son of Zabuk, the leader of half the district of Beth-zur. He rebuilt the wall from a place across from the tombs of David's family as far as the water reservoir and the house of the warriors. Next to him, repairs were made by a group of Levites working under the supervision of Rahum, son of Bani. Then came Hashabiah, the leader of half the district of Kaliah, who supervised the building of the wall on behalf of his own district. Next down the line were his countrymen led by Binu, son of Henadad, the leader of half of the district of Kaliah. Next to them, Ezer, son of Jeshua, the leader of Mizpah, repaired another section of the wall across from the ascent of the armory near the angle in the wall. Next to him was Baruch, son of Zabai, who zealously repaired an additional section from the angle to the door of the house of Eliashib, the high priest. Meremoth, son of Uriah, and grandson of Hazakuz, rebuilt another section of the wall extending from the door of Eliashib's house to the end of the house. The next repairs were made by the priests surrounding the region. After them, Benjamin Hashub repaired the section across from their house, and Azariah, son of Maaseiah, and grandson of Ananiah, repaired the section across from his house. Next was Banu, son of Henadad, who rebuilt another section of the wall from Azariah's house to the angle and the corner. Palal, son of Uzai, carried on the work from the point opposite of the angle and the tower that projects up from the king's upper house beside the court of the guard. Next to him were Pedaiah, son of Parush, with the temple servants living on the hill of Ophel, who repaired the wall as far as the point across from the water gate to the east and projecting tower. Then came the people of Tekoa, who repaired another section across from the great projecting tower and over the wall of Ophel. Above the horse gate, the priests repaired the wall. Each one repaired the section immediately, across from his own house. Next, Zadok, son of Amir, also rebuilt the wall across from his own house. Next, and beyond him was Shemaiah, son of Shechaniah, the gatekeeper of the east gate. Next, Hananiah, son of Shelemiah, and Hanun, the sixth son of Zalaph, repaired another section, while Meshullam, son of Berechiah, rebuilt the wall across from where he lived. Makijah and one of his goldsmiths repaired the wall as far as the housing for the temple servants and merchants across from the inspection gate. Then it continued as far as the upper room at the corner. The other goldsmiths and merchants repaired the wall from that corner to the sheep gate. Sanballat was very angry when he learned they were rebuilding the wall. He flew into a rage and mocked the Jews, saying in front of his friends and the Samaritan army officers, "What does this bunch of poor, feeble Jews think they're doing? Do they think they can build the wall in a single day by just offering a few sacrifices? Do they actually think they can make something of stones from a rubbish heap and charred ones at that?" Tobiah the Ammonite, who was standing beside him, remarked, "That stone wall will collapse if even a fox walked along the top of it." Then I prayed, "Hear us, our God, for we are being mocked. May their scoffing fall back on their own heads. May they themselves become captives in a foreign land. Do not ignore their guilt. Do not blot out their sins. For How you doing, Reconnecting? They had provoked you to anger here in front of the builders. At last, the wall was completed to half its height around the entire city, for the people with enthusiasm. But when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabs and Ammonites and Ashdodites heard the work that was going ahead and that the gaps in the wall of Jerusalem were being prepared, they were furious. They all made plans to come and fight against Jerusalem and throw us into confusion. But we prayed to our God and guarded the city day and night to protect ourselves. Then the people of Judah began to complain. The workers are getting tired, and there is so much rubble to be moved. We will never be able to build the wall by ourselves. Meanwhile, our enemies were saying, before they know what's happening, we will swoop down on them and kill them and end their work. The Jews who lived near the enemy came and told us again and again, they will come from all directions and attack us. So I placed armed guards behind the lowest parts of the wall in the exposed areas. I stationed the people to stand guard by families, armed with swords, spears, and bows. Then I looked over the situation. I called together the nobles and the rest of the people and said to them, don't be afraid of the enemy. Remember the Lord, who is great and glorious, and fight for your brothers and your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your homes. When our enemies heard that we knew of their plans and that God had frustrated them, we all returned to our work on the wall. But from then on, only half my men worked while the other half stood guard with spears, shields, bows, and coats of mail. The leaders stationed themselves behind the people of Judah, who were building the wall. The laborers carried on their work with one hand supporting their load and one hand holding a weapon. All of the builders had a sword belted to their side. The trumpeter stayed with me to sound the alarm. Then I explained to the nobles and officials and to all the people, the work is very spread out, and we are widely separated from each other along the wall. When you hear the blast of the trumpet, rush to wherever it is sounding. Then our God will fight for us. We worked early and late, from sunrise to sunset, and if the men were always on guard. I also told everyone living outside the walls to stay in Jerusalem. That way, they and their servants could help with guard duty at night and work during the day. During this time, none of us, not I, nor my relatives, nor my servants, nor the guards who were with me, ever took off our clothes. We carried our weapons with us at all times, even when we went for water. About this time, some of the men and their wives raised a cry of protest against their fellow Jews. They were saying, we have such large families. We need more food to survive. Others said, we have mortgaged our fields, vineyards, and homes to get food during the famine. And others said, we have had to borrow money on our fields and vineyards to pay off our taxes. We belong to the same family as those who are wealthy, and our children are just like theirs. Yet, we must sell our children into slavery just to get enough money to live. We have already sold some of our daughters, and we are helpless to do anything about it, for our fields and vineyards are already mortgaged to others. When I heard their complaints, I was very angry. After thinking it over, I spoke out against their nobles and officials. I told them, you are hurting your own relatives by charging interest when they borrow money. Then I called a public meeting to deal with the problem. At the meeting, I said to them, we're doing all we can to redeem our Jewish relatives who had to sell themselves to pagan foreigners, but you are selling them back into slavery again. How often must we redeem them? And they had nothing to say in their defense. Then I pressed further. What are you doing? What you are doing is not right. Should you not walk in the fear of our God in order to avoid being mocked by enemy nations? I myself, as well as my brothers and my workers, have been lending the people money and grain. But now, let us stop this business of charging interest. You must restore their fields, vineyards, olive groves, and homes to them this very day, and repay the interest you charged when you lent them money, grain, and new wine and olive oil. They replied, we will give back everything and demand nothing more from the people. We will do as you say. Then I called the priests and made the nobles and officials swear to do what they had promised. I shook out the folds of my robe and said, if you fail to keep your promise, may God shake you like this from your homes and from your property. Then the whole assembly responded, Amen. And they praised the Lord. And the people did as they had promised. And now, 1 Corinthians 7:25-40. Now regarding your question about the young women who are not yet married, I do not have a command from the Lord for them. The Lord in His mercy has given me wisdom that can be trusted, and I will share it with you. Because of the present crisis, I think it is best to remain as you are. If you have a wife, do not seek the end of marriage. If you do not have a wife, do not seek to get married. But if you do get married, it is not a sin. And if a young woman gets married, it is not a sin. However, those who get married at this time will have troubles, and I am trying to spare you those problems. But let me say this, dear brothers and sisters, the time that remains is very short. So from now on, those with wives should not focus only on their marriage. Those who weep or rejoice or who buy things should not be absorbed by the weeping or their joy of their possessions. Those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them, for this world as we know it will soon pass away. I want you to be free from the concerns of this life. And a married man can spend his time doing the Lord's work and thinking how to please him. But a married man has to think about his earthly responsibilities and how to please his wife. His interests are divided. In the same way, a woman who is no longer married or has never been married can be devoted to the Lord and holy in body and in spirit. But a married woman has to think about her earthly responsibilities and how to please her husband. I am saying this for your benefit, not to place restrictions on you. I want you to do whatever will help you serve the Lord best, with as few distractions as possible. But if a man thinks that he is treating his fiancée improperly and will inevitably give in to his passion, let him marry her as he wishes. It is not a sin. But if he has decided firmly not to marry and there is no urgency and he can control his passion, he does not well want to marry. So the person who marries his fiancée does well, and the person who doesn't marry does even better. A wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives. If her husband dies, she is free to marry anyone she wishes, but only if he loves the Lord. But in my opinion, it would be better for her to stay single, and I think I am giving you counsel from God's Spirit when I say this. And now Psalms 32, 1 through 11. Oh, what joy for those whose disobedience is forgiven, whose sin is put out of sight. Yes, what joy for those whose record the Lord has cleared of guilt, whose lives are lived in complete honesty. When I refused to confess my sin, my body wasted away, and I groaned all day long. Day and night your hand of discipline was heavy on me. My strength evaporated like water in the summer heat. Finally, I confessed all my sins to you and stopped trying to hide my guilt, and I said to myself, I will confess my rebellion to the Lord, and you forgave me. All my guilt is gone. Therefore, let all the godly pray to you while there is still time, that it may not drown in the flow waters of judgment. For you are my hiding place. You protect me from trouble. You surround me with songs of victory. And the Lord says, I will guide you along the best pathway for your life. I will advise you and watch over you. So do not be senseless. Do not be like a senseless horse or mule that needs a bit of bridle to keep it under control. Many sorrows come to the wicked, but infinite love surrounds those who trust the Lord. So rejoice in the Lord and be glad, all you who obey him. Shout for joy, all you whose heart are pure. And now Proverbs 21, 5 through 7. Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Wealth created by a lying tongue is a vanishing mist and a deadly trap. The violence of the wicked sweeps them away because they refuse to do what is just. And now, a cure for what plagues us. A cure for what plagues us. A cure for what plagues us. Society is full of problems. The top 10 include poverty, homelessness, teen alcohol abuse, teen violence and abuse, and teen depression and suicide. Sexual addiction did not make the top 10, but is rampant. There's a strategy that would impact every one of these problems, reducing the incidence of some and eradicating others. Most often it is us men who have to implement the strategy. Here it is. Men need to stay involved with the ones who depend on them. Work it out rather than run out. Be there for the ones who need you. And now, Chad, I'm going to turn off this camera, ask for clarity, wisdom, discernment on today's word, and I'll be right back. Okay, chat, we're back. I got the sun in my arm. Everybody in the chat already knows Alfie. He's in the chair, hanging with his pops. But that means I only have one hand now, so it means I only have one hand now, so bear with me really quickly, chat. Today is from August the 12th. So today, chat, we read from Nehemiah 3:15 through 5. Then we followed it up with 1 Corinthians 7:25, 1 through verse 40. Then Psalm 32, 1 through 11. And then Proverbs 21, 5 through 7. Okay, so let's talk about today's word really quickly, chat. We're going to start with Nehemiah. So Nehemiah 3:15 through 5. And this parable today is talking about how it takes a community sometimes. It takes a community, right? Everybody chipping in, everybody working together, right? We're working together towards a light goal, right? And when we're all working together towards a light goal, then that goal gets accomplished that much quicker, right? And this was a parable to show us how working together, how deciding to not hinder your neighbor, take advantage of your neighbor can really push us forward in the right direction, right? They were having some issues because there were still people trying to take advantage of their neighbors, right? The high standing people, they were still taxing and taking a lot of money from the people who needed it. But they came to understand that was not for them to continue to be doing, right? I'm sure in our next continuation of Nehemiah, we learned that the people who gained the freedom of having the ability to take care of their family ended up being able to work that much better and that much harder to successfully achieve this light goal that they have. 1 second, man. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna be done in 5 minutes. Come here. I'll rub your head until I'm finished. Okay. But so I'm sure we'll find out that they were able to work that much harder, that much better, when they didn't have to worry about the fact that they were struggling to take care of their families, right? And this is just it's a reminder. It's supposed to be an eye opener to remind you to it takes a tribe, right? It takes a team, right? It's not a lot of things you can just 100% do on your own, right? So working as a team is necessary, right? But then also when you're working as a team and you have other players on that team that need you to help to look out for them, look out for those teammates, right? And that's what was showed here today. And for us other ones, right, to not take advantage of our teammates, right? What's up, little baby? Y'all can't see him, but yeah, he's such a baby, yo. He's such a baby. You're such a big baby, yo. I'm not gonna lie, you're such a big baby. I can't even read, bro. Yeah. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. Now 1 Corinthians 7:25 through 40. This is a reminder to stay focused on what the goal is, right? It's not condemning marriage what it may seem like it's doing. It's more so reminding you that while you do have your partner, right, you do have these responsibilities, right, when you do become married, right, that the main priority has to stay the main priority, and that's what you guys have to work towards together, and that is making sure you're accomplishing what God has you here to accomplish, right? And that's really just the message that's trying to get across is, a marriage is cool, get married if you want to, but also remind yourself to stay focused on what is really important while you're here right now. And that's really what it's trying to say. And now in Proverbs 21, 5 through 7, good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Wealth created by a lying tongue is a vanishing mist and a deadly trap. The violence of the wicked sweeps them away because they refuse to do what is just. Um, so, take care of your business. This verse is saying, take care of your business, right? Shortcuts may seem enticing, but honestly, might as well just take care of it. Take care of it the right way so you don't have to go back and do it again, right? Um, Sometimes you take shortcuts, right? Um, Sometimes it's ordained, right, by God. God doesn't want you to go down some other path, but sometimes it's it's a trap, right? And you have to go back and redo that again because you took a shortcut in that way, right? So um, just ask for discernment in those situations, right? Ask God, is this what you're looking for me to do right now? And if that's what's God looking for you to do, then go ahead with it. But if it ain't, then just let it go. Go choose the other option because you just have to do it again. And me personally, I can't stand doing things multiple times. I can't stand having to do like stuff like that. I can't stand having to do that multiple times. It's mad annoying, So, um, it's really on you to ask for the help that you need, right? Ask for the guidance that you need, and then when you get the guidance, move forward with it. It's really on you. So, I mean, it's on all of us. I mean, every one of us kind of, sometimes don't make the best decisions, right? But then we learn and we make the best decisions in the future. So, I mean, but you have the multi-tool, right? You have God who is the multi-tool, who has a tool for everything you need. So instead of trying to rely on your own understanding, right? Ask for help, right? Talk to God to ask for help. Yeah. So I'm just trying to help you build your own relationships. You build your own relationship with God, right? So, but today, chat, that is the end of today's 1 Year Bible Read. This is day 224 in a row. And so let's hit this outro. We're gonna do it with Alfie. We all got that. Oh, limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad that you woke up today. Thank you for joining me for another 1 Year Bible stream on the channel. This has been day 224 in a row. Before we go, I appreciate your presence as always, whether it's for a minute, a second, a millisecond, or if you've been with me for a while now. I truly appreciate you. If you want to stay in the community, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and like the stream. Go ahead and check out whatever content you want to check out on the channel. It's a bunch of streams you can go watch. 224 1 Year Bible streams if you want to do that, just thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of night because I'm have a great rest of mine. Peace. Oh, yeah. Hey.